There are tracks you fall in love with. Spa, Bathurst, the Nürburgring. The ones that feel like they were carved by someone who understood drama. And then there's Snetterton. Snetterton, for the uninitiated, is a long stretch of Norfolk that someone has lightly persuaded into being a racetrack. It's wide, it's flat, it's got grass runoff you could comfortably graze cattle on, and roughly the same number of natural braking references as an open field. Which is fitting because that's essentially exactly what it is. It reminds me, unpleasantly, of a race I once did at the Bend. And if you've seen that video, you'll know it's not a compliment. That is the racing equivalent of saying someone has your least favourite relative's nose. So naturally, this is where we're going racing today. And it's not what I would call dry. The plan, as it has been for a little while now, was nothing clever, no heroics, no grand strategy. The target was the same modest, slightly pathetic, genuinely effective goal that made last week actually enjoyable. Just finish the race. That's it, that's the master plan. Cross the line, be in a car that is still a car at the end. Qualifying put me 12th. Top split too. Although I should be honest about what top split means when there are exactly 2 splits. It means I'm in the better half of a very small group. But it counts. It always counts. 12th on the grid, on a circuit that had already reminded me of one I'd happily never see again. Off we go. Lights out, and the first surprise of the day. Everyone points their car in roughly the correct direction. Through turn 1, the chaos I'd budgeted for simply doesn't arrive, and I climb up into 10th almost by accident, just by being tidy while nothing went wrong. It doesn't last. Because the AMG, it turns out, has opinions. The rear is light and unconvinced, and at the hairpin, it squirms just enough to cost me a place. I get it straight back the next corner, tiptoeing past a car, spinning quietly through Palmer. And then immediately undo the good work by overcooking Agostini, running too deep and handing a Porsche the position while I'm busy gathering up my own mistake. This is the texture of the whole race, by the way. Dodge a puddle, fight the rear, watch a Porsche do the same corner better than you, repeat. And then the final corner introduces itself properly. There's standing water sitting on the outside of the runoff and I find it. The car skates, the wheel turns into a metronome in my hands, and for one long, stupid moment, I'm a passenger in my own race. I catch it, just. But a BMW slips by while I'm rescuing the thing, and I cross the line to start lap 2 back in 12th. So, 1 lap done, I've been 10th, I've been 12th, and I've achieved nothing except discovering exactly where the worst puddle on the circuit lives. Lap 2 offers a little gift, in the way these conditions sometimes do. A Porsche ahead makes a horrible rejoin and punts the very BMW that had just passed me. I see it unfold early enough to make my one clever decision of the afternoon. I take an evasive line, thread through the mess and come out clean on the other side. And then I look up, and the race is leaving without me. The pack ahead just goes. When it's this wet, small pace difference becomes enormous, and the cars in front of me are all marginally better at this than I am. It isn't dramatic, there's no battle, they simply pull away lap by lap until I can't see them at all, just spray hanging in the air where they used to be. So this becomes a different kind of race, not wheel to wheel, just me, the AMG, and a long negotiation with a car that just doesn't want to be driven quickly. Because the rear is the problem. Mid-corner, every corner, the back of the car goes light. That floating, untrustworthy feeling where the rear wheels start quietly campaigning to be the front ones. You turn in, the car settles for a heartbeat, and then it asks you a question you really don't want to answer. Every lap is a conversation that goes the same way. Please don't. Not here. Not now. Just hold on. And mostly it does, because I'm asking it to do almost nothing. Not pushing in the slightest. Even with the tyres finally up to temperature, there's no unlocking it. I do try, occasionally, to push just a little, just to see. And every single time the car makes the same vivid promise to put me in the Armco. So I stop trying. The gap to the car ahead stretches out and out. The gap behind slowly fades the other way. And I settle into this strange, lonely rhythm of nursing a car around a track I don't like, in conditions I trust even less, doing maths about a finish that's still a long way off. It's not thrilling, but it is, in its own grim way, going to plan. And then the race gives something back. Turn 10, an accident ahead. 2 cars finding the limit at the same time and discovering it together. I pick my way through the wreckage and suddenly 2 positions arrive in my lap at once. I aquaplane down the home straight. Genuinely aquaplane, the car skating, me just trying to keep it pointed, and cross the line in 9th. 9. I haven't overtaken anybody on merit in about 10 minutes. Other people's misfortune have simply floated me up the order. And the problem with inheriting positions is that other people would quite like them back. And behind me, the 2 cars from that very incident are now recovered, furious, and hunting. The Porsche in particular is closing like it's a contractual obligation, reeling me in corner by corner, and I don't have the pace to stop it. By the next lap, he's on me, right on me, breathing down the back of the AMG, and here I have to make a decision. So let me show you my working. 1, he is clearly faster than me. 2, he's already been in 1 accident today. And 3, Jim's in my ear, and his review of this particular driver isn't what I would call 5-star. Add all of that up, and fighting him isn't brave, it's just volunteering to be in his 2nd accident of the day. So I don't. I let him pass, clean and deliberate, and I latch onto the back of him instead, turning a threat into a free tow. Discretion, valor, all of that. He starts to edge away, and of course, because the wet is never finished with you, there's another Porsche already growing in my mirrors. This one closes in too. Not as fast as the last, but steadily. And this time something in me decides I've been polite enough for one afternoon. This one I'm going to make work for it. No heroics, nothing dirty. Just enough resistance to make him earn the corner. You can probably feel where this one's going. Last corner. The same last corner. The one I introduced you to on lap 1. I get on the exit. I run a fraction wide and I find, with a kind of awful scheduled precision, the exact same puddle. The car wipes all its speed in an instant, the AMG does its header low impression, and the Porsche gets a clean run down the straight and is simply passed. The track didn't beat me with anything clever. It found one puddle on lap 1 and just waited for me to come back. Same corner, same mistake, bookends. And honestly, that was the race. From there, I spent the closing laps doing nothing at all. No fights, no risks, just bringing the car home in a strange calm of someone who has run entirely out of things to lose. I finish in P9, up 3 from the grid, in one piece. Goal achieved, I suppose. No trophy moment, no overtake worth a slow motion replay, just a quiet, careful drive that did exactly what it set out to do. And there's something I'm starting to genuinely like about racing this way. Lower the stakes, lower the expectation, and the racing gets better. Funny how that works. Have the last few races changed my mind about leaving GT4? No, I don't think they have, but they've definitely made the decision a bit more of a mutual farewell between us. As for Snetterton, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I've come around because I haven't. But it did let me finish, and today that was the only thing I asked for. So fine, we're not friends, but we're not enemies either.